MCW fans. I am Tara, and we are Backstage Pass with Jack Evans. Thank you for joining us tonight.
No, it's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, you made your MCW debut at the Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup.
Finally, thank you. Little known fact, I've been wrestling 20 years now. MCW has actually been around longer than I have, and yet this is my first time I've ever been here. So
wow, that must have been an oversight on our part.
Yeah, sure they've been missing out. They've been missing out.
No. I'm sure. Yeah. Well, no, you made your debut right in like 2000. Is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
2000.
Okay.
So yeah, a little bit. So yeah, in August it'll be 22 years I've been wrestling. So I said 20 years. No, it'll be 22 in August.
We have something in common. That's my 22-year anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I started August 2000 as well. Right here. Yes.
Oh,
wow.
There you go. There you go.
SummerSlam weekend. The very next day, after I went to SummerSlam. It was in North Carolina, and I came back and I went to our training center and I said I'm ready.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was.
Nice.
I had been lurking for years, and I was like, now's the time. So I'm ready.
August 2000s, we made the jump.
I know. You have certainly been far more successful and gone to do way more things than I ever have. You've worked like everywhere.
I've worked a lot of places.
Yeah, you.
Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your training at Stampede, right?
Yes. Or I originally started training in Tacoma, Washington, but just for a couple months. It was kind of like a rip-off training.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah. Well, I'm technically actually from Santa Ana, California, but I moved when I was 4, so Washington's all I know.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I actually try to keep my Californian heritage a secret, so I'm Washingtonian. but then after a couple months training there, like I loved wrestling, but it was like one of those like kind of rip-off promoters that takes your money. So then I moved up and I trained with Stampede up at the Hearts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's pretty impressive on your resume. Put that on there. Lots of great people have gone through there as well. And what was your first big break? Like, where did you sign with? Like after being working the Indies, I assume, right?
Yeah, I was working the Indies. I'd say honestly, my first big break, because it was when I was able to actually like make a living off just wrestling, was with Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling at around 2005-ish.
Okay. And that was Japan, right? Not
yes,
US?
that was Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Me and Roderick were actually the first Americans in Dragon Gate.
Really? Yeah. See, fun fact there, MCW fans, if you didn't know that before. Cool. And then was that after that? Was that when you signed with the Ring of Honor?
No, I actually never signed with Ring of Honor because the Ring of Honor thing when they were started handing out contracts was right around the Dragon Gate time, and I was doing these tours where I was 3 months in Japan, 1 month off.
Okay.
And in all honesty, the Ring of Honor contracts at that time. They weren't like the best thing. It wasn't. There was like kind of a low guarantee, and there wasn't any. It wasn't like a salary. You were paid by a event.
Okay.
So I hate those kind of contracts because like if the office gets mad at you, all of a sudden they can like cut off your money and not allow you to work other places, but they don't book you. So you know what I mean. So I never actually signed a Ring of Honor contract.
Okay, so they just used you as needed.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. That's hard to make a living, and it's not really.
Especially, and then I'm going over to Japan, and like at that time, Dragon Gate was super hot. Like at one point, like there was over 200 shows in 1 year. So it was like,
oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it was that was one of the craziest years of my wrestling. It was. I used to call myself a road dog. He said it's very nomadic. I'll go anywhere. Yeah. That year killed me actually. That was when now I'm notoriously anti-traveler. If I travel, just give me to the hotel. I'm going to sit and be bitter, and then I'm going to go home. And it was because of that year. It was hard.
That makes sense. But thank you for traveling to join us. So.
I'm not complaining about being here. Okay, yeah, that sounded like grateful, but
no, but I completely understand.
But those long tours. So there's a time in Mexico where there was 11 days in a row, and then there was literally like 2 days off, and there's another 8-day tour, and 2 of those days were 2 like that. Yeah. And like I actually had to go to the office. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this.
Oh, wow. That's hard.
Yeah. I don't want to say I'm notorious anti-traveler, but on long tours, I do start to turn into a bitter little mess. But
it gets hard, and
it really
miss
does,
home, and
and especially after you get the wife and the kids and everything, and then like if you're gone 11 days and she's at home taking care of the kids, you're like, you just know you're coming back to hell.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry for her. I owe her everything.
Well, that's wonderful. You have a supportive spouse and family.
Oh, super supportively.
That's great. I want to talk to you a little bit about your time in Lucha Underground because I have to say that is when I became a fan. I still remember this when you had the Gift of the Gods championship with Sexy Star. I thought that was great. Like I was hooked for Lucha Underground. Like I just loved like that whole novella, like the soap opera type thing. I grew up on soap operas.
See, I was hoping the Lucha Underground was more of an influence, and you get more promotions that just tried to kind of do that, where it's like a live action comic book. And I love how Lucha Underground, they weren't afraid. Drago's a dragon, Star can fly. Like, you know what I mean? I love that too. Yeah, you had an undercover cop inside the locker room. Like, I loved that. So I'm a huge fan of that style and that promotion. Like, so. I was sad not only that it ended, but that it didn't have more of an influence. I was like, come on, someone pick up on this, get that novella stylings back.
I don't think people get it. Like, and I don't think it appeals to everybody because, like, when I would be like going to my friends and being like, oh, I just loved Lucha Underground. Like, I loved watching it, and my kids were into it. I would talk to other people, diehard wrestling fans, and they're like, yeah, no, like that stuff is so fake. And I'm like, no, it's like. It's character, like it hooks you.
Yeah, well, so. I think there because I mean it just depends on your stylings, but there definitely is that one that just went the traditional. You're in there, you're cutting a promo, you're going to beat this guy, and it's almost presented more as a sport. And then there's that, and I'm on this side is like embrace the unreality of wrestling. Like it's unreal. Let's go. If
you're
going to
call it sports entertainment, entertain me.
Yeah. So I'm down with the comic book stylings. But.
Yeah. Well, I wish that Lucha Underground would have continued. Mm-hmm. It's sad that it ended. But now you're in AEW.
Yeah, no, I got released from AEW.
Oh my gosh.
So she's bringing up source.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
How could you do that? No. Last May, I was.
You were with AEW. Yes, I apologize. Yes. Yeah. Oh, so what are you doing these days?
I'm just down in Mexico and the American Independence, and just.
All right. So that's more travel, though. But you're controlling it, right?
A little bit, yeah. There's more travel. But actually, this is the weird thing is even though I live in Mexico, the travel's harder down there because, like, man, you'll do some of these 8-hour bus rides and, like, back in the day, I could just do an 8-hour bus ride, no problem. But again, like now, the 8-hour bus ride ends and I'm just bitter. I'm like, I'm looking to get back at the world. Like so.
Okay. I've never been on a bus ride for 8 hours, but I have a feeling.
Oh no, we had from Mexico City to Chiapas was a 23-hour bus ride.
Oh my gosh!
Like, Phoenix, Penta, hell, we had this whole crew that was on that trip, so like it made it tolerable, but that was tough.
Wow. Like, yeah. Okay, I did like a 4-hour bus ride when I was in Kenya, and like that was probably enough. Like, and it broke it up because there were security checkpoints like every couple miles, and it was like the men with guards with guns would come on the bus and everything. So, do you have those kind of bus rides in Mexico?
If you're going up north, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like where I live in Mexico City, no, but if you go up north, like more towards the border, they do the check stubs.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so that's very different than here, obviously, right?
Yeah, much.
All right, I'm going to wrap this up very shortly. What is your favorite place to visit?
My favorite place to visit would probably be right now Acapulco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's only 4 hours away, and then like I know this is bad for Acapulco, but like there's not very many tourists right there now. So like you can enjoy all of Acapulco and it's almost yours. There's not very many other people, you know what I mean? So like it's like there's like touristy area that doesn't have very many tourists right now. So like everything's cheaper, everything's easy. Like, so yeah, I've been enjoying Acapulco and it's close to my house. So.
That's awesome.
We're not 4 hours. So
that's close enough. I mean, that's a loop around the Beltway in traffic here sometimes. So it's very frustrating.
I don't know about that traffic.
Experience that traffic here as well. So, all right. Well, listen, thank you. It was really nice to catch up with you, learn a little bit. Thank you, Jack. Now, if our fans want to follow you, how can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at JackEvans711 and on Instagram at CoolAssJack or on Twitch, Jack Evans Official. And if you are a fighting game fan, every Friday I get together with a whole bunch of people. We do Fighting Game Friday. Please come and join us so I can beat you. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well, that sounded like an open challenge.
Open challenge. DNF Duel, baby. Guilty Gear. Where is it? Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.